Hi everyone, and welcome to our channel. In this episode, I'd like to do something just a little different. I'd like to show you a real project that we worked on using the Aspire software. We were hired to restore some stained glass windows from the African Episcopal Church of St. Thomas, located in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The first service was held Christmas Day, 1899. So it's quite old, and as usual, regular maintenance needs to be done. In this case, several of the wooden frames were extremely deteriorated, to the point where the paint was the only thing holding them together. So, with that in mind, and after receiving the contract, our first step was to do a rubbing of the shape of the frame, because we had proposed making a new one, a replacement. Of course, we want to be as authentic and as accurate as possible. Once the rubbing is completed, we digitize the rubbing using the software within our CNC machine, and then those vectors would be brought into the Aspire software. And going through the normal process of offsetting and adjusting and connecting and joining, we were able to create the accurate and appropriate vectors we needed. The end product was a simple 2-rail sweep to be able to create the frame that we needed. I also blocked out in green the vectors for the wood to effectively use the lumber as needed. As with any 2-rail sweep process, we need 2 rails and a profile. Selecting one vector and then the other, choosing those as the rails. I then place the profile where need be. It's a rather simple process, but I guess the message of the story is that the vectors play the biggest part of it all. How many nodes you have, and the accuracy of your drawings. If everything is correct, it should all work out. There's our 3D preview of our model. I'm going to join these 2 bottom vectors simply for the toolpathing that I'm going to create. I select all the closed vectors and generate a toolpath. Now in reality, I did create a roughing toolpath, but in this video, I'll just show you the finished toolpath and use the selected vectors option. There's the toolpath and there's the preview. I'm going to choose the inner vectors to be able to create a profile toolpath. Of course, we can delete the waste material so that our preview looks more appropriate. The little triangular areas in the frame are simply VCarving. And to finish it off, an outside boundary vector to cut it out from the rest of the material. The basics. Draw good vectors and good profiles. Use the 2-rail sweep and a V-carving for extra detail. And preview it. So here's the real world situation outside of the software. Here's my lumber, sapele, glued up. This is the roughing cut. I used a 1/2-inch end mill, 6 inches long. This is what it looks like after the finished cutting is done. Here's some of the details. It was a long project. Two-sided in a sense. 2 pieces because I wanted to put the stained glass between them. And of course it got a coat of primer and finished painting. Installation went rather smoothly. Nice good weather during that time of year. That's the team installing the stained glass once the frame and the exterior protective covering was installed. This is what the exterior protective covering looked like. It was installed well after the original windows were put in, and it was designed to be some sort of protection against weather and also heat loss. Unfortunately, I don't really think it fits the architecture, and it diminishes the quality and beauty of the building. This was done by a different studio many years ago. This is our work. I think it's more attractive, more architecturally appropriate, and fits the building much better. It's just an example of what can be done with the software. Just a little bit of practice with vectors and some 2-rail sweeps. I hope you enjoyed this little view of what we do on a daily basis. If you'd like to learn more about the software, subscribe to our channel and don't forget to click on the bell to be reminded of our new videos. And of course, as always, if you need help, send me an email, mm@mezalick.com. I'll be glad to help. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Enjoy.